Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Bashem, Shai, Bashem, and Karkadash. So all praises to the Lord calls God, the true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, Bashem, and in the name, Yahweh Shai be the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful like preaching his word in truth and sincerity. On the brother Tazabah in Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. I wanted to make a lesson on this, man. Time and time again, these devils are literally showing their ass, showing their disdain, showing their lack of responsibility, right? And the destruction of you tribes, man. They show that they don't give a fuck about what happens to you tribes constantly, again and again, right? And listen to this dude. He thinks the small hatter thinks that we have it so much better today. I mean, it's better than the fucking chains and the crack they was throwing in our neighborhoods, but we still ain't fucking nowhere. Still ain't nowhere, man. Still on the bottom, and these devils constantly prop themselves up, acting like they're the voice of morality. Yo, listen to this little fucking devil, man.
Child growing up in Maryland and spending a lot of time in Washington, D.C., I would drive by the neighborhoods with my parents driving the car, where predominantly black people, in fact almost all black people lived, and they looked so raggedy and sad, and their neighborhoods were so run down and miserable. I just thought, wow, what a horrible way for these poor, honest, decent citizens to live. If I woke up in the morning and I were, as we called them then, a colored person, a black person, we call them now, I'd want to kill myself. That was, let's say, 60 years ago. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if I woke up and were a black person, I would think, well, I have every opportunity to go to a really good school. I have every opportunity to live in a really good neighborhood. I have every opportunity to get a really good job. The whole system is now set up so that I, as a black American, can have every chance at a good life. And that is incredible, unbelievable progress. It's never discussed in the media, and it is a tremendous...
Mind you, the same, they have all these studies showing that Jake makes less than the fucking Edomite counterpart they have. These devils really think that they've done all these great things, man. They think that they've evened out the playing field, that they've atoned for all their wickedness, all their wicked ass sins. And this devil's trying to act like when he drove by Jake, it wasn't for anything other than to fucking put himself up. Probably get some drugs. Because Esau was on them drugs just as hard as Jake was. They just had opportunities to walk away from that shit more. Right? He was probably out there buying prostitutes. The whole shebang and bang. These small hatters, man. These Edomites as well. Right? Your brass everyday Edomite. They really feel nothing for the pain and affliction they inflicted on our people. Right? It says Minnesota Republican claims genocide between Native Americans and white people went each way. And the hell no, it didn't. That's a damn lie. Right? The genocide between the so-called Native Americans who are Gadites according to the scriptures, right? And the so-called white man, these devils are putting Jake to death far more, man. The introduction of the Gatling gun, the Trail of Tears. When did Jake make these devils go on a damn Trail of Tears? Never. But in the kingdom of heaven, you damn sure well, we will be making you go on a Trail of Tears. Now it says in today's episode of All Genocides Matter, even the non-existent ones, a Republican senator from Minnesota who is attempting to block a state bill that will require educators to give lessons on the Holocaust and the genocide of indigenous people, justify his position, applying a Trump-like, very fine people on both sides narrative to the historical wiping out of the Native American people by European settlers. Apparently, the OG colonizers were also victims of genocide perpetuated by the people whose land they managed to steal while having their entire white race systematically exterminated. How the hell did that happen? These Jakes out here, the scriptures tell you that this devil broke the treaties. They have whole museums where Esau devoted himself to putting up fucking museums with all the treaties he broke with the so-called Native Americans. Right? These devils think they're really justified. These devils really think they're justified, but at the end of the day, this is what we're to expect. Right? You can't expect anything else from a devil but them to be a damn devil, bro. Let me make sure I got all these precepts in here. Yeah. Psalm 73. And forgive me if something's playing in the background. I'm recording something. Psalm 73 and 8. It says, they are corrupt, they speak wickedly concerning, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. And this was lofty speak. This devil saying that we have it so much better. I mean, it's better. But I mean, when you're fucking near the roach traps in comparison to the level where we're at now, I mean, anything's fucking better. Come on, bro. Jake is still getting killed out on the street. Jake's still living in the ghettos. A great amount of us still live in poverty. A great amount of us still don't have an opportunity to go anywhere or do anything. They talk about these opportunities like it's affirmative action, but then in the midst of it, they set up things to where we can't even operate. So these devils constantly sit here and act like they're doing all these great acts and they fought to make everything equal. That's a damn lie, man. It's a damn lie. These devils will speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak wickedly concerning oppression here with genocide, and they keep opening their mouth to do it, man. So Obadiah 1 and 12. Obadiah 1 and 12, it says, but thou, I'll start up. It says, verse 11, it says, you know what? I'll start at 10. It says, I want to make sure I get the one that says Esau. Obadiah 1 and 9, it says, and thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mountain Esau may be cut off by slaughter. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Right? Talking about Esau, Edom. And thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? They went into the genocide. He talked about the oppression within the so-called Negroes' neighborhoods. Right? Here we go. It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and the foreigners entered in at his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. Right? These devils was all about the overthrow of Jake, whether it be in Americas to the so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, or whether it be to the Negroes in the hood. Right? These devils were constantly about the overthrow and oppression of Jake. It says, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother and the day that he became a stranger. Right? The Lord said he shouldn't have even looked. This devil said he would drive by those neighborhoods and say, man, if I was a nigga, I'd kill myself. Right? But thou shouldest have not looked on the day of thy brother and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of his distress. These devils consistently speak proud. This devil, right? This Minnesota governor or mayor, whoever the hell he is, Minnesota senator, little demon, speaking proudly about the oppression of the so-called Native Americans and how Esau was systematically trying to put genocide on us, and he tries to play the victim like, oh yeah, they were killing us too. They wanted to kill us off. No, they didn't. They would have left y'all alone. Right? You devils got some fucking gall, but at the end of the day, the Lord sees all of it. He sees all the shit talking. He sees all the pride. He sees the reprobate judgment that you're putting out. Right? And at the end of the day, we understand that the Lord is the one that's going to repay. Jeremiah 50 and 7. Jeremiah 57 says, all that found them, I have devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not. Right? These devils are sitting there saying in that article, they offended not. He said what? There were fine people on good both sides. He said just as the natives were getting genocide, the so-called white man was getting genocide by the natives, and that's a damn lie. Right? It says all that found them have devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not. They really believed they didn't go off because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. Right? They really think that because what we went against the Lord, that anything they did to us was justified. Right? Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47:7 says, And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. These devils have done all these things, have ripped us up, put us in captivity, destroyed us, gave us redlining, right? Sharecropping. They found every which way to fucking oppress us. Even so much that this dude's talking about within the last 60 years, Jake ain't oppressed. No, they're fucking oppressed. Right? Let a Jake try to do anything with his own money. They just had a fucking a federal lawsuit in California because they're sitting there lowballing the appraisals for Jake houses while Edomites are sitting there getting fucking double and triple the value of their homes for the same home type in the same condition. Right? That's not the fucking same opportunities. You devils, bro. You didn't consider the latter ends. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that are given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit. It says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, because these two things shall come upon thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. See, the Lord's going to make sure that you devils get a payment, right? All the curses that were on us is going to be flipped on you devils, man. This is Psalms 50. Psalms 50. Psalms 50 and 21. It says, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Right? It says, thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and put them in order before thine eyes. And read up. Right? These devils have lied, cheated, still. Right? They've agreed with adulterers. Look at their society. Right? A woman could commit adultery, still take her husband's everything from him. Right down to the children. Right? These devils have made that system. So what? The Lord said, for all this, he kept silent, and these devils thought he was really with them. So this is why they say feel so confident in making statements like that. All right? This is Amos. I'll end it on this one. Amos 1 and 11. It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Right? But I will send fire and Teman, which shall devour the places of Basra. You see, the Lord said, if you only messed up 3 or 4 times, he still wouldn't turn away the punishment. So we're in the time now. All this proud speaking, right? All this proud speaking, all the harm you did to us. Well, the Lord said, what? He that touched you, touched the apple of my eye. So what? You devils are gonna pay. Shalom.